Hey there, folks. Jello casseroles and red, white, and blue cakes. The things I'm learning about the 4th of July in this episode of Amy and TJ. This is not how we plan on to start, Robes, but we're talking about the 4th. Everybody's getting ready for the 4th. Of course, iHeart getting ready for the 4th as well. But just in the discussion here in the room, I did not know it was a thing or tradition to some degree. Maybe at yours, maybe not, but at some people's to have a what that's decorated red, white, and blue.
Well, basically, you just take, if you're at some sort of a potluck, neighborhood party, which is what I grew up going to, everyone would bring different dishes, and among them would be desserts. And so it's very easy to decorate a dessert with red, white, and blue, strawberries, blueberries, white frosting. You can play around with it however you'd like. But yeah, I remember those kind of cupcakes or Jello casseroles or cheesecake with...
Gotta stop you on the Jello casserole. Okay. What's that?
You know what? I don't even really know, and I've never replicated in my adult life. But as a kid, I remember my mom making some dish with Jello, whipped cream. There might have been walnuts in it. I don't think we put the raisins in it, but I think some people do. It sounds
probably did.
Disgusting. No, I hate raisins.
But
so I don't think. I know you're just saying because we're white and we put raisins in
I
shit,
didn't say
but,
that.
You said it with your eyes to me.
How do I make raisin eyes? Nobody can make raisin eyes.
I felt like you were making raisin eyes at me.
All right.
No, so I've never recreated that dish, but I remember kind of liking it and kind of being grossed out by it at the same time. And since it was full of sugar, I just went ahead and ate it.
And went with it. Okay, I did not know those things. But what were you all's tradition? You and I are been going back and forth for days, maybe even weeks now, trying to figure out what we want to do for the 4th. We are throwing around some possibilities and options. But what did you all do growing up? What was the 4th for you guys? And even how big of a day was it compared to Easter, Thanksgiving, Christmas? How big of a holiday?
Yeah, I mean, 4th of July was huge. So when I was younger, I was living right outside of St. Louis, Missouri, and we lived on one of those cul-de-sacs where the whole street would all get together I remember our neighbor Charlie, and everybody would bring a dish or two. The barbecue grill would be fired up. There'd be some sort of like kiddie pool. We weren't in some fancy neighborhood. There were no in-ground pools, but we would take any body of water because it was hot, hot, hot in St. Louis. And yeah, just have fun. And I remember my mom would let us drink unlimited amounts of grape and orange soda. These are the things I remember. It was chock full of sugar and then sparklers and Roman candles at night. You know those fireworks, the makeshift fireworks?
Yeah. But what were the main dishes? You said the grill would be going. What did y'all eat for?
Hamburgers, hot dogs, chicken, like I remember drumsticks, that kind of a thing. But yeah, the basic stuff that kids like too.
Isn't that wild? During my growing up, every 4th was huge for us. Always at my granddad's house. Granddad owned a barbecue restaurant. Every dude in my family can go on the grill. I do not remember a single 4th in which I had a hamburger or hot dog. It was ribs, ribs, pork, pulled pork all the time.
I say Memphis. That makes a lot of sense.
Not a single hot dog do I remember on the 4th.
Oh yeah, we ate a lot of hot dogs. I don't think any of none of them were grill masters like your dad. Like you have to talk about the setup he has at his house.
This dude.
I've only seen pictures. I haven't been there yet, but we're talking one grill and basic stuff. You guys are like grill masters.
Well, I'm not. I didn't get that. I didn't pick that up. I can grill. I'm not a slow cooker, so I don't know how to do ribs very well and all of that. I've gotten better at it recently. We had a place here in town that we had a grill. So I used to just practice. I would just buy ribs to practice and wasn't eating them.
Right.
At the time.
I was trying to push them on everybody who came in. You guys want some ribs? We've got some great ribs here, more than we could possibly eat.
But I didn't get that skill. But yes, my dad in the backyard in West Memphis right now has at least 6, and he might be up to 7 grills.
And they're huge.
Huge couple of smokers back there. You name it, he's got it, and he uses all of them. They're not sitting in a corner somewhere collecting dust. So these guys can cook. And my granddad is the one who was, like I said, he had a barbecue joint, grew up around him. They would, every single holiday in time, they would go to that grill at 5, 6 in the morning, put stuff on. All I know at noon or 1 o'clock, everything was falling off the bone. I don't know how it happened. I didn't have the patience for it at the time.
Well, I love that you have that tradition, and I love that you've tried to pick it up, and you're very good at most things you cook, and you got better and better and better as you were practicing. But it was so sweet to hear you on the phone with your sister, who apparently is a great griller too. It's not just for the men in the family.
Girl can go.
Your sister is a great griller. And yeah, it's just what a great skill to have. How many people were you feeding, or was he feeding your dad or your granddad?
So my dad has 6 brothers and sisters. So all those uncles and all those cousins would come. And so you're talking easy, we could have 50 people But it was an automatic. We didn't have to call anybody a few days, a few weeks, or the month ahead of time and say, where are we doing the 4th? Granddad's house for the 4th. What are you bringing? What are you bringing? We know where the meat's coming from. So it was just who's bringing this, who's bringing that. There was not a lot of Jell-O casseroles.
How about potato salad? Salad?
There might have been one potato salad.
Because we had a lot of potato salad.
No casseroles for us.
Yeah.
We didn't do casseroles.
It was the German potato salad for us.
What makes it German?
It's like a vinegar base with red onions. I think you don't really like potatoes, but if you were to like a potato salad, I think it might be this one.
Well, why don't you make it for me tonight?
Okay. Tonight?
I'm sorry. I didn't realize the prep it took.
I thought we were talking about the 4th of July.
Okay.
It's cute you say that because I also, when we finally moved down to Atlanta, where all my family had kind of gathered and migrated from Michigan, it was the same thing. We knew there was going to be, we actually went to a park, Briscoe Park, and we got one of the grills that was already there. Like, they have those things at the park.
Yeah.
And we would just go to town all day. And this is, I'm about to Debbie Downer you.
Oh, don't do that.
All of those traditions kind of fell off because of one 4th of July. When I was 14.
Okay.
Well, no, I mean, it's actually really serious. Like, that's when my parents got struck by lightning, and my uncle did too. So it happened on the 4th of July. We were all gathered at Briscoe Park, and it changed the 4th of July for us.
Okay, I'm reacting a certain way because I've heard the story 50 times. Everybody else, the folks in the room are going like, what the hell is going on? So you go ahead.
I'll say, so the 4th of July is always, I am aware of thunderstorms. It always makes me a little nervous because it was a very traumatic thing. But my parents, my mom and dad got seriously injured. They were in the hospital for weeks. My mom was in the hospital for weeks. My dad was in the ICU, but their tennis shoes got blown off of their feet. Their clothes had to be cut off of them. My dad went into had to have CPR performed on him, and my Uncle Jack actually ultimately died. He was up against the tree that hit, and my parents were blown standing next to him, and he just crumbled. So yes, lightning kills, and the 4th of July is one of those holidays where everybody's out and about, and it tends to be a thunderstorm heavy holiday. So yes, things in my house changed after that, but and I kind of got into a habit of traveling around the 4th of July. I haven't even been in the country during the 4th of July for many, many years, but we're going to for the first time this year.
It's still up in the air.
Well, we're going to be in the country.
Still up in the air.
Both of my daughters are continuing the tradition and are going to be out of the country on the 4th of July.
Sabine is probably going to be with us.
But we got Sabine.
And
what are we going to do?
We're looking at a couple of the fireworks display here in town is actually quite nice, but we're also considering getting to a lake, getting a boat, doing something else, and just getting out of town. I kind of want to be out of New York for the 4th. But the fireworks display is awesome.
It's awesome, but we can find other fireworks displays. They're all around, and they're fun. And you can even, I like sparklers. Be careful. They still can be dangerous, but I like sparklers.
What? I don't think I read the warning on the package of sparklers. What happens with the sparklers?
Well,
it's so dangerous. I need to be aware of?
I guess if you hold on to them for too long.
Yeah.
And then the little sparks. I don't think it's like dangerous, but they could ignite something else, I guess. So just parental supervision is certainly a part of it.
Wow. You are just doing a full-on public service announcement
I am.
today.
But there are so many cautionary tales of people doing their own fireworks displays. So from Mother Nature to human error, it's always good to remember that we want to be safe above and beyond everything else.
Would you like to give people grilling tips?
No, I would not. That is not my love.
No, safety-wise. Safety-wise. Not have it inside. Make sure you don't ignite while it's inside or even in the garage, right?
Yes.
What else?
That's correct. I don't know. I don't use the grill very often.
What about pool and water safety?
Stop. We're all adults in this room right now. No, but I told you I was going to be a little bit of a Debbie Downer. Sorry.
Would you like to let people know that alcohol consumption on the 4th of July should probably keep to a minimum?
All of those things are all very important to remember. Yes.
And certainly don't drive after. Right? No, I mean, I didn't know the episode was going to be about how to stay safe for the 4th.
I digress. I tend to go off in tangents sometimes. And honestly, I didn't
even
know I was going to even say any of those things. They just came out. Sorry. I apologize if that just was a downer for anybody.
And also, people shouldn't overeat. I hear you should use smaller plates.
Yeah.
Because that helps you with portion control on holidays.
Such a good tip, TJ.
I'm serious.
Love that.
A woman told me that live in an interview once on the air, and I laughed at her.
The problem is, the other day, I was just, actually, when we got in here, I was talking about overeating, and I had a small plate. The problem is I made 6 trips back to fill my small plate up until I could eat no more.
Wow, sweetheart. I think you're probably in a really good mood because you're able to talk about, I don't know why this stuff is coming out, because you are in a great mood today, and our way to the studio, everything's fine. But no, I'm sure people will appreciate this episode of the podcast. We're thinking about doing more. Write into us how else you would like us to help you stay safe as you go about your life. And next week, crossing busy streets. What are we doing?
We just want everybody to have a happy 4th of July. And we found this fun fact out. You were asking how many years our country has been celebrating. And it turns out we're about to embark on a pretty big milestone. This is year 248.
Yep.
So 2026 will be 250 years. And I'm sure we'll have a huge celebration. We should plan that now.
Yes, because as big as that one's going to be, we probably need to double down on our safety episodes.
All right. I hope everyone out there has a happy and, of course, safe 4th of July. We're going to take a couple days off to enjoy. But thank you for listening. And you can always catch us on Instagram at AB and TJ Podcast. For now, happy 4th, everyone.